Hi, my name is Sonia Ross. I am a psychotherapist, an intuitive messenger, and an author. And today I'm coming here with the February 2024 collective reading. So I've already pulled the cards. I was guided to pull 7 cards. And so we're going to talk about the themes and the energies for the month and hopefully give some guidance about how you can best manage them. So the first card we're pulling is the 10 of Wands. Okay, so that makes sense because I think in the January reading, the 10 of Wands came up for some people. And so you may enter the month feeling a little bit burdened. You may enter the month still kind of coming off of the energy of December. Possibly did a lot of processing in January. And so you're entering the month kind of feeling a bit burdened. But you're trying to change your perspective because the next card we get is the Hangman. So got the 10 of Wands is the first card, right? And then the next card we have is the Hangman. And so many of you, after the burdens of, December and January, you're kind of going to be coming in trying to change your perspective. You're going to be looking for a new perspective. You're going to be trying to sort through things and think things out and wonder, how you can navigate the present energy in the situations that are coming up in your life. And, I feel like many of you are going to really have to slow down to do this because there was really a lot of heavy energy. And this is really energy you're going to have to sit with. It's not energy you can just kind of actively be moving through because you're going to need to kind of sit with the heavy energy of the 10 of Wands and kind of, come still like the Hangman, change your perspective to really get insight on what's happening for you. Yeah. Because many of you, unfortunately, you're going to be feeling kind of impoverished. We get the 5 of Pentacles. And so for that means is that many of you are just going to be feeling very left out in the cold, really unsure of what's happening and why it's happening, and kind of feeling like at a loss for the way things are going to be unfolding for you. But Spirit is saying it won't be that way for a while. You kind of experience a feeling of confusion and feeling at a loss or feel like you've lost something for about 2 weeks. So it's not going to be a long period of time, but it may be an intense period of time because these first 3 cards are kind of dealing with, shifts in intensity. And then we're going to move it, and then you're going to move into an energy. So then I get the 9 of Pentacles. So you're going to move into an energy of feeling like, okay, like I really kind of like, spent December, spent January really dealing with this energy. My perspective is shifting. I'm processing the loss I feel, that internal impoverishment I'm feeling. And I'm going to kind of move into a space of really gathering myself again. Because you get the 9 of Pentacles. Now, the 9 of Pentacles is a card of completion for me. In numerology, 9 is completion. In the tarot, 10 is kind of completion, but then sometimes people say 10 in the tarot is excess. I kind of feel like 10 in the tarot is excess. And for me, 9 is completion. So 9 is kind of a card of a completion. And so even though these pentacles have to do with kind of can be, luxury and entertainment and having physical worldly things, for me, I'm reading this as a coming home to yourself, and kind of starting to really gather yourself back together, kind of putting yourself back together. Because to me, when I see these pentacles, I'm like, each of these to me are ways that after the burdens of the last 2 months, December and January, you're beginning to put yourself back together, especially after the period of feeling kind of lost and feeling kind of impoverished and feeling kind of, maybe even emotionally wrecked by whatever situations you're going through. That you're really starting to gather yourself. Because for me, yes, the pentacles have to do with money, quote unquote, but for me, they have to do with earth-based things. And also, a lot of times, the way I read, sometimes I've noticed recently that the pentacles are coming up as people who are like coming back into their body and people who are like collecting themselves, if that makes sense. People who are collecting themselves. Because I'm not reading what's coming through right now is not about actual physical money, but it's about value. And that, you're starting to put the values back, your own personal values back together on what's important to you, especially after the 5 of Pentacles, which is like poverty card, which, can be like you lost maybe your sense of value and your sense of self and your sense of worth, and that the Nine of Pentacles is saying you've regained it. So you basically are working through something. And then we have the Page of Wands. And so the Page of Wands is coming forward with new messages of inspiration, or new ideas are beginning to flourish, to inspire you, but they're kind of like not baby ideas, they're kind of just beginning to form. They're just beginning to form, they're just beginning to inspire you, they're just beginning to speak to you. And so don't be surprised if in February of 2024 you begin to have certain ideas and certain inspirations. They may be spiritual inspirations, they may be business motivated. Let me see. Mm. Yeah, spirit is basically saying it's kind of more of like spiritual ideas that are going to start to be opening up for you. And then you get the Six of Pentacles, and that you're really going to start to develop these ideas. So the Six of Pentacles often is the card of charity. But in this card, she's funny. It's like he's leaving her a tip, but she doesn't like the tip. So, and it's kind of like he has money, but he's only leaving her a little bit of a little bit of it. So she's kind of looking off like, is this really what he's giving me? So I think that's a funny card. And so the Six of Pentacles is like, there's an energy of things opening up for you and maybe you being able to receive more in a collective sense. We're going to go back to that card. We're going to go back to that one. And then the reading is ending with the King of Cups. And so the King of Cups is, you know, a being, a king, but I always call them beings, who's been able to master and mature their emotional energy. So if you look at this whole reading as like this month is going to be about, so if we look at this whole reading as beginning with feeling burdened, but then ending with the King of Cups, it's like you're going to go through a transition. It may be an emotional transition, and I because there are so many pentacle cards here, I feel like the transition that you're going to go through this month may be physically heavy for you, so make sure you take care of yourself. But there's a lot of things, but it's only situational and that you can work your way through it. But I feel like because we have the Hangman here, that the situation that you're transitioning yourself through is a situation that's going to help to change your perspective on many areas of your life. And the fact that we have three pentacle cards here, I'm feeling that this is a situation that's going to feel very heavy for you energetically in your body. But at the end of it, by using, shifting your perspective, regaining your connection with yourself, gathering new insights, really formulating your own idea, your new ideas, opening yourself up to new inspiration, or beginning to, you know, connect to the inspiration that is within you, and maybe even begin to vocalize it, things will begin to open up for you. And that at the end of it, at the end of the month, or you'll be left with a feeling of feeling more settled in your emotions, feeling more settled in your experiences, and having, kind of going through a transition where you gain more maturity and more wisdom from the situation. Like the situation, whatever it was in the challenges of December, the challenges of January, you're going to feel that that you've gained more emotional insight and maturity, which would make sense because the Hangman's asking for a change of perspective, right? And then you have the King of Cups ending the reading, and there's some maturity and some wisdom that will have come forward for you. So what else do you have to say about the Spirit? So Spirit is saying like the energy for February should be a little bit softer, and or you should basically, those who are connecting with this reading, try to have a little bit more of a softness for yourself. Don't be so harsh with yourself, especially with this burden card here, that you've been carrying something heavy for the last 2 months, and it's time to shift your perspective about it and really, really process your losses. process your losses so that you can gain what you need to gain from them. Like this card here, the shift in perspective will help you process whatever losses you've gone through and the feeling of impoverishment, feeling let down, feeling abandoned, feeling left out in the cold that many of you may have been experiencing. Like I said, this feeling will last about 2 weeks to 14 days, but then you're going to move into an energy of what you're going to regather yourself. You can regather yourself and come home to yourself again and really start evaluating what's important to you and then beginning to let what's important to you inspire you to take new action and move forward. And then, things are just going to begin to open up for you. Things are going to be able to open up for you and going to start seeing things in a different way. Yeah. Something you'd like to say about charity, Spirit? Yeah, so Spirit is saying instead of it being like charity external, it's going to be like more charity towards yourself, kind of giving yourself um a little bit more grace and insight and compassion about the experiences you're having. And that would be in alignment with what I was just saying about being softer with yourself. Don't be so, and for February 2024, don't be so hard driving. Be a little bit softer with yourself. Um, yeah, let the energy of softness cocoon you. That's what I'm receiving. Letting the energy of softness cocoon you and help you through this process. Because a lot of you may be feeling very heavy as you recover from the energy of the previous 2 months. Yeah. But at the end of it, as February concludes, you're going to have more of a feeling of stability, a lot more of a feeling of emotional stability and grounding. And this is the energies you're going to take into March, which is exciting. It's wonderful to take in a new energy of feeling more grounded and in your physical body and a more emotionally capable place to move through your life. So I feel like that's good. I feel that's good. It starts out looking a little bit like, ugh, but then as you work through some things start feeling a little bit better. So I don't want anyone to get, distressed because, I did a reading for January and January is going to be kind of intense. And so if January was intense for you, it's okay. Just understand that it's about releasing burdens, shifting your perspective, processing your losses, really gathering insights and learning more about yourself from this experience so that you can have a new physical experience in this body, using that to inspire you to go forward and really opening yourself up to the things that are out there. And at the end of the month, you'll be processing things from a new emotional perspective with more emotional maturity, more groundedness, more wisdom, and more equilibrium and stabilization. So I hope this makes sense for all of you. Let's see. Okay. So Spirit is saying that they don't have anything else at this time. Yes. Okay. So Spirit wants me to pull one angel card for y'all. Let's see. Please, thanks. Spirit wants me to pull one angel card from this deck. So Spirit, to wrap up this this February 2024 collective reading, what card would you like to give the group? Take a step back. Thank you, angels, for helping me to take a step back from what's not serving me. And I feel like that nicely wraps up this reading. That I think one of the insights that many of you will gain in the month of February is that you're going to realize it's okay for you to take a step back from what's not serving you and that you don't always have to be so burdened by what's happening around you. Because when you take a step back, you can really process your losses, really figure out what's happening inside of you, and then you can come to things with a new perspective. But you have to give yourself the space to do that. And that's what this angel is saying. Give yourself the space to process what's happening around you or what's happened or what you've experienced. It's called Take a Step Back. Thank you, angels, for helping me to step back from what's not serving me. So you can look in the booklet, see what they have to say. Because sometimes you can have like the sweetest messages in this booklet, especially when it comes to taking a step back. Time to breathe. Mm. The angels are guiding you to take a step back from any harsh energies or situations in your life at this time. Totally in alignment, right? Because this is a very, very heavy energy. This is a heavy energy, and this is a heavy energy. So the angels are guiding you to take a step back. You're being encouraged to remember that you're a sensitive being. And if you're around harsh energies, you will pick them up. And if you feel that there are certain people, places, or situations in your world that don't resonate with you, with where you are right now, then take a step back from them. And I think that's definitely what we were getting in the reading. Extended interpretation. If you're jumping into a new project at this time, you're being encouraged to step back and think about the effects it will have in your life. The angels are encouraging you to slow down, to reassess the situation in your heart and mind before proceeding any further. Step back and allow things to develop naturally and without force. Everything will happen at the right time. So I definitely feel like the first part of that angel message resonated. The extended interpretation, y'all can see if that resonates with you. But I definitely feel about stepping back, especially with the energy that came through in the cards for February of 2024. So I hope this February 2024 reading spoke to you. Please let me know in the comments what resonated. How was your January? I hope it was okay. What let me know what energy that you were bringing into February of 2024, and just see how this reading and let me know how this reading landed for you, because there is going to be a lot to process from December and January, but you have to give yourself the space to do it and to figure out and give yourself the space to do it so you can release certain things so you can step into a new energy. Because when you step into that new energy, you're going to feel more emotionally grounded and stable and mature. So, let me know what you think. I would love to hear any feedback you have, or what resonated, what you liked, what you didn't like, whatever you want to share. Because I think it's really, really important that in these transitional times that we really take care of ourselves in the best way possible. So my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a psychotherapist, an intuitive messenger, and an author. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel. And I look forward to sharing something amazing with you in the future. Take care and have a wonderful day.